Hi, I'm Jo Hardy and I'm delighted to be offering a training starting in October 2025 in Lisbon in Portugal called the Art of the ChangeWeaver. And in May 9 to 11 in Lisbon, I'm offering an introduction to give a taster of that training. The taster is called Seeds for Change and it's just going to give a few tastes of what the training will be like so you can get an idea whether it's something that is good for you. The training is in Embodiment Facilitation. This is something that is super close to my heart and is something that I've crafted with all the different trainings and integrations and transformation that I've been through myself in the last 35 to 40 years. So the foundation was 3 different trainings in psychotherapy, an archetypal psychology, a mindfulness embodiment phenomenological psychotherapy, and a body or somatic psychotherapy that includes trauma-informed work. Conscious dance has been a big part of my path. I've trained in 5 rhythms, movement medicine and open floor. The threads that weave together also come out of my 40 years of coaching and working one-to-one and supervision of many new movement practitioners, particularly for the School of Movement Medicine. Through the years of working intimately with groups, I've woven together psychotherapeutic principles, trauma-informed practice, and conscious dance and embodiment. What that all amounts to is something that looks quite simple and quite zen, but within that simplicity is a multi-layered weave of many skills and perceptions and things that I've learned just through hard practice. I feel like I really want to pass on what goes on in my workshops, which looks often deceptively simple, but actually within the simplicity there is some kind of deep listening that has grown inside me, some kind of understanding of group dynamics, some kind of detailed observation that loops into my facilitation. And I realized that the art of these things is actually a learned skill, and I'm breaking it down into this training of embodiment facilitation. The more precise we can learn to track and notice our embodiment, which means learning to listen deeply to the ripples and currents of somatic movement within inside of ourselves, the movements of sensation, the movements of image, the movements of color, texture, emotion, and thoughts that arise within us. The more we have a bearing on that, along with a sense of our self-states that comes from the teaching of internal family systems, and along with tracking our nervous system and understanding how to regulate an out-of-balance nervous system, this creates a sense of regulation and awakeness to who and what I am, base upon which I come into relationship with the other and with life and with community, and therefore is a key base skill for my embodiment facilitation work. I also believe that it's through this dance of embodiment and through this deep listening that we also awaken within us the potential or the potentiality of our being. What do I mean by that? I mean slowly we shift out of the narrow stories that we tell ourselves and the limiting identities that keep us stuck into a wider landscape of being where we are all of those things, but we see them from the perspective of witness, and we're more able to be with and tolerate difference in relationship. Because as soon as we come into relating with somebody else, then we're in the landscape of my needs and your needs and our needs, and we're also in the landscape of power dynamics, resentment, difficulties, and the need for open, transparent relating, which demands of us a deep vulnerability It demands of us a deep knowing of ourselves and being able to hold our own internal states. This then serves who I am as a facilitator. This then serves my capacity to be with the fact that in any group, there's always a diverse range of what is needed. There's always those that want to be big and bold and need to go wild, and there's going to be those that need to be very careful and need to go very slowly and have a lot of shock in their system. How do we provide a ground where we can include both those things? Inside, of course, each one of us is a rebel who wants to challenge the facilitator.